everyone! Today we're going to be doing some cooking together and we're going to be making some ANZAC biscuits. So let's take a look at the ingredients that you're going to need today. Okay, so you're going to need some oats, so some rolled oats, some plain flour. I'm using gluten-free plain flour, but you can just use regular plain flour. Some desiccated coconut. You'll also need some butter or some margarine, some golden syrup, and you'll just need a little bit of salt and just a little bit of bicarb soda as well. So I've also got a big mixing bowl and a wooden spoon to mix all my dry ingredients in. And I've got another bowl to mix all my wet ingredients in that I'm going to use in the microwave, so make sure that you can microwave that. You're also going to need a baking tray, and I'm going to use some baking paper, but you can just grease the pan if you want to instead. Okay, so now that you've got all of your ingredients and all of the bowls and everything that you need, the first thing that we're going to do is preheat the oven. So you need to turn on the oven to 150 degrees Celsius. And then we can start mixing some of the ingredients. Okay, so we're going to start by putting 1 cup of rolled oats into our mixing bowl. So use your measuring cup to measure 1 full cup and pour it in. And then we're going to put 1 cup of desiccated coconut in, which is a little bit messier. That's all right. And next we need 1 cup of our plain flour, or gluten-free, whatever, which is very messy. Can always clean it up after. Put the lids back on. And then you're just going to get your wooden spoon and give them a little bit of a mix, so it's all combined. All of it should be combined. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Okay, then we just put that to the side while we do our wet ingredients. So we got a separate bowl that you can put into the microwave. You're going to get your butter or your margarine, and you need half a cup. So we're going to measure half a cup of margarine or butter and put it into our bowl. Quite a lot. Might have to do it a few. I'm going to use my finger, but you can use a spoon. I did wash my hands very, very, very well. Okay. Sticky, very, very sticky. Okay. Now I'm going to need to wash my hands again. Okay, then we're going to need the golden syrup. So we need 2 tablespoons of golden syrup, and put it into the same wet bowl as your butter or your margarine. Okay, so we measure with our tablespoon. It's very, very sticky. So that's 1. I'm going to get a spoon to help to pour it in, because otherwise it just doesn't come out. It's very sticky. Okay, so that's 1, and we need 2. So we get 1 more. Could probably use maple syrup as well. It's a little bit runnier. Pour it in. Very, going to put it into the microwave and heat it up so it melts. Give your wet ingredients a bit of a stir after you've melted it and it's come out. It's very hot out of the microwave. And then we're going to add some bicarb soda. So we only need to add 1 teaspoon of bicarb soda to this. We're going to add it to our wet ingredients and it's all going to melt together and become quite creamy. So I've got my teaspoon measure, my bicarb soda, and I'm just going to pour that into there and set it aside. And then I'm just going to mix it a little bit. You can use your wooden spoon, you can use a teaspoon. This one was already dirty, so I'm using this. Okay. And then we're going to pour our wet ingredients into the bowl with our dry ingredients. So bring that back over. I'm going to use my wooden spoon, make a little bit of a gap for it, and then I can pour this in. And then you can use your wooden spoon to mix it all together. After you have stirred it a little bit, it doesn't have to be perfect, but after you've stirred it a little bit, we need to add some brown sugar. I forgot to tell you to get some brown sugar. Oops, that was my mistake. You're going to need some brown sugar and you're going to need 1 cup of brown sugar. You can use white sugar or caster sugar, but I think it tastes better with brown sugar. So I'm going to use this one, it's a bit easier. This cup to measure 1 cup of brown sugar, and I'm going to pop it into the bowl with all of my other ingredients and stir it all together. So if your mixture is too dry and it's got lots of little clumps, then all you need to do is, that's okay, you can fix it. All you need to do is add just a little bit more melted butter or even a dash of milk or something, just to make it a bit more moist, a bit more sticky. And if it's way too wet and it's too runny, that's okay, you can just add a little bit more flour as well. But it should have a consistency like this, where it's quite sticky, and it should be pretty easy to roll it into balls, which is what we're going to do for the next step. Okay, so the next step is that we need our baking tray and our baking paper, and we're going to roll our mixture into little ANZAC balls. Then we're going to line the tray with just a sheet of baking paper. Just press it down. Okay, so next we get our mixture, and we're just going to make some little balls. You can use your hands if you want to, I might, or you can use a spoon. Either way, doesn't really matter. So we just make a few, make sure that there's enough space, because in the oven they spread when they get warmer. So 1. So this is what your ANZAC biscuits should look like so far. Now all we need to do is pop them into the oven, and we're going to put them on for about 20 minutes. I like my biscuits a little bit softer, so I'm just going to put them in for 15 minutes and then check on them to see how they're going. Okay, I've just checked my biscuits after 10 minutes, and this is what they're looking like. So I don't want them to get too crispy, so I'm going to take them out. So I'm using my oven mitts to very safely take them out of the oven, and I'm going to put them onto these heat mats. It's extremely hot, so make sure you don't touch it. Now the hardest part about all of this is having to wait for them to cool down before you eat them.
Thank you for joining me to make some ANZAC biscuits today. I hope you had fun and enjoy.